Welcome. I'm Debbie Pokornik, and with me is my dear, sweet friend, co-creator, and gifted channeler for Hoomadhi, Susan Hoskins. In May 2024, we were told to drop everything and focus all of our attention on bringing the consciousness we are referring to as Siddhi of Hoomadhi into being. If this is news to you and you have no idea what we're talking about, please check out our updates and announcement collection on Patreon. Everything there is free and explains our task fully. We even share the channeling that guided us to make this decision. This week, which is the end of January 2025, besides being the Lunar New Year, it's also a powerful new moon in Aquarius next to Pluto and in a trine to Jupiter. So, our astrologist, Chani, says this is a powerful time to plant seeds of future visions. As a result, we decided to take a short break from writing to create a video and share a bit about what we've been doing behind the scenes as we bring heaven to earth in the form of our book, Siddhi of Hoomadhi. Now, this is still a work in progress, as you might expect, given that we are actually creating a new consciousness for many of us to dwell in. And these excerpts from the book could certainly change before publication, but we are pulling back the veil and sharing anyways. We know this might sound confusing and a little woo-woo for some of you, but you are here for a reason. So tune into your heart, open your mind, take a deep breath, and feel if Hoomadhi resonates for you. Without further ado, the following is a channeled piece that came to Susan and asked to be the start of the book we are co-creating with our tribe.
Our message to you. This book is for you, each one of you, no matter who you are or where you are from, what you believe, how you look, or even how you act. It is for you, just the way you are. We are one soul, a universal soul of being that is simply love. We are collectively here on earth at this time to express the truth of our being, our divinity, as brilliant expressions of the totality of all that is. We invite you to become immersed in the story to follow, seeing yourself as the character we call Shala. Shala is a being of pure light and love. She is a creative, sensitive individual who yearns to be and express the totality of her divine potential this lifetime. Shala does not claim to have all the answers to living a joy-filled and purposeful life. Although in truth, like you, she does have the answers deep within her own eternal soul. As our story begins, Shala is mired in the limited view of reality that humans have created over time. Humanity is currently experiencing the outpicturing of polarity to its fullest and believe they must choose one viewpoint or the other. By this we mean seeing things as good versus bad, right versus wrong, or even winning versus losing. Many of you are questioning the polarized and divisive way of living, and like Shala, are hearing our call to come, discover, and ultimately live a more enlightened and joyful state of being that we call Hoomadhi. We wish you great joy and fulfillment on this journey of love and discovery. We, your tribe of angels, guides, and master teachers, are honored to be with you every step of the way, even if you do not yet feel our presence. We will be introduced to you in the story as three individuals, Joshua, Mimi, and Maggie. We invite you to imagine us looking however you wish. For in truth, when we appear in physical form, it is always in a way that resonates with you at a soul level. In time, you will understand that we are truly one. Whatever we do, you can do as well, because you carry our magnetic energy as part of your essence. With deepest love and regards, we begin.
As you might imagine, this story is a paradox. It is fictional, and yet it is based on the deepest form of truth. While we have been creating City of Humadi, it has been unfolding in our lives, asking us to live it, breathe it, and dive deeply into it. In the story, Shella, who you just heard about, meets up with four characters, Mimi, Maggie, Joshua, and an animal spirit in the form of a dog named Finn. As her journey progresses, they are joined by three more. Sammy, the spirit of Humadi and therefore extremely magical, as well as two other humans, Teodora and Spheri. Together, the eight of them are co-creating the reality of City of Humadi. Here's an excerpt from chapter 14 entitled Supersonic Mission. Picking up the string of the conversation, Mimi adds,
In reality, what you think of as the blissful joy of heaven can now be experienced by everyone while in human form with merely a change of consciousness.
but what would that even look like? I ask.
As if on cue, Sammy somersaults off the chair, landing with a dramatic bow. It would be my pleasure to show you.
I blink in surprise as a large tapestry rug appears.
Would you care to go for a ride?
Finn immediately jumps down from his chair and prances onto the carpet. The rest of us stand and follow. I wouldn't have thought a ride would include a carpet, unless it's a magic one. What do I?
Sammy's voice interrupts my thoughts. Imagine your favorite comfy seat. A lazy boy, perhaps, or something else. It matters not to Sammy.
Closing my eyes, I envision a squishy beanbag chair.
What you wish is what you get, Sammy asserts with a flourish.
Opening my eyes, I see a beanbag chair placed in the center of the carpet. Giggling with delight, I fall into it and Finn jumps on my lap. I'm surprised and delighted by what I see around me. Mimi is seated in a wooden rocker near the front. Maggie is comfortably nestled in a large overstuffed chair beside me with her legs thrown over one of the arms. Teodora has chosen a whimsical tuffet for the ride, while Spheri is content in what looks like an outdoor lounger. Joshua sits cross-legged right on the carpet in front of us all.
Sammy squeals joyfully. May I assume we're ready then?
Yes, we shout in unison. I watch in awe as the twill-capped happy little sprite transforms into a white stallion with a pair of rainbow-colored feathered wings sprouting from his back. That's amazing, I cry. Is Sammy a flying horse?
Sammy can morph into whatever is needed in the moment, Maggie explains. For this excursion, he's most similar to a Pegasus, perfect to take us on a magic carpet ride.
Shaking my head in wonder, I hold my breath as the creature's wings begin to flap and the carpet takes flight. Holding Finn close, I feel the wind on my face as we pick up speed and move further into the heart of the Creator. A shimmering portal appears before us, taking us into an incredible oasis. The first thing I notice is how lush and green everything looks. There are trees laden with fruit growing everywhere, and water flowing gently down rivers and streams. A community of people with different skin colors and variety of dress are working together in harmony, some tending gardens of vegetables, others gathering fruit from the trees, and many just standing around in friendly conversation. Mimi directs my attention to a group of children playing, singing, dancing, and laughing together. Another group sits fully engaged with an elderly woman who is holding up something that looks like a crystal.
Look over there, Shala, Maggie says. It's the marketplace.
The people all look so joyful, I exclaim. That's the first thing I notice everywhere I look. Everyone is smiling and seem totally comfortable with one another. Finn begins to bark as Fury points and says, "Do you see what Finn sees?" Sammy slows the ride as all eyes turn to the left where a young boy is cradling an injured rabbit. It's obvious the poor thing is hurt. The boy calmly rubs his hands together, then places them just above the animal's twisted leg. A stream of light flows from his hands into the animal. I watch in amazement as its leg begins to straighten. After a moment, the rabbit sits up and hops away, both legs working perfectly. What is this place? I whisper.
Joshua turns around to look at me and says, "This is a glimpse of what can be if we create it."
As our flight continues, Sammy slows to show us another scene. It's located slightly below the oasis we are hovering in now. It feels somehow heavier and less vibrant than what we just experienced. It reminds me of where I've lived my whole life.
Joshua continues, "Watch and see what happens."
As we hear a bell toll in the distance, a bridge begins to take shape, leading from the lower density and up through an opening to this reality. We see people gather on the bridge and make their way to the portal that stands open leading here. Are they coming to join us? I ask, feeling confused. All eyes turn to me.
"Not yet," Mimi says. "Remember, our supersonic mission is to create this new reality that they will step into at the moment they are ready."
I release a long exhale as I consider the gravity of what she is saying. Sammy gently steers the carpet around, and in a flash, we are back in the heart womb where the blank pages of our creation awaits us. I'm overcome by the magnitude of the mission they are inviting me to participate in. How can we possibly do this? Where do we even begin?
"We create this new reality, Shala," Maggie answers calmly, "one precious nugget at a time."
So there you have it. Does Shella agree to help? Spoiler alert. Of course she does. And the real magic begins. So if this makes your heart sing even a little bit, we encourage you to continue to work on raising your own vibration, opening your heart and mind, and being the best version of yourself you can possibly be in a world that might just feel more than a little bit shaky.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We have many more excerpts to share with you, and we can't wait until we can share the whole book, City of Hoomadhi, with you.
Mhm. If you are watching this on YouTube and want more Humadi, please visit patreon.com/Humadi, where you can enjoy hundreds of vibration raising posters, videos, articles, and more.